Hi, hello everyone. So, right now we would be discussing the macro environment. And in the macro environment, the first environment that we are talking about is demographic environment. So, what is demography? Demography is the study of population characteristics that are used to describe consumers. Demographics tell marketers who are the current and potential customers, where are they, how many are likely to buy, and what the market is selling. So, demography is the study of human population in terms of size, density, location, age, sex, race, occupation, and other statistics. So, demography is nothing but the characteristics used to describe the customers. How do you describe the customers? You describe the customers in terms of size. What is the size of the entire population that is there existing in that market? Or density, how densely are the customers located? Location, where exactly are the customers located? What is the age of the customers? What is the gender of the customers? What is the race of the customers? What is the occupation of the customers? So all this comes under demographic environment. For example, one of the demographic characteristic is the size of the family. With the number of small families increasing in India, the demand for smaller houses and household items has increased significantly. Similarly, the number of children in a family has reduced significantly over the years. So, per child spending in a family has also increased significantly. So, one example is earlier you used to have joint families, but now the tradition and the culture is actually confined to the nuclear families. So when you are buying a house earlier, you used to search for big houses, but now it is only small houses. And when you are buying the households earlier for the entire joint family, you need to buy more quantity in number. And now for nuclear families, you need to buy only very small in number. Earlier, the children in the house are also more in number. Earlier, there is nothing like, family planning or only one or two children like that. But nowadays, the trend is even if you have one child, it is enough, and you should make sure that child is settled well. So that is the present trend. So as a result of which, what happened? The number of children in the house were also decreasing, but the spending on the children got increasing. Remember that. Spending on the child got increased, but the number of child got decreased. Income is one of the thing like that. Then you have lifestyle, then you have gender, then you have age. Age, when you come to the age, you can divide the number of customers into infants, school going teens, adults, senior citizens, etc. And the next one is occupation. Based upon the occupation also, you can actually divide the customers there. Then the economic environment. Economic environment is the most significant component of the marketing environment. It affects the success of a business organization as well as its survival. Any business, if you have to operate in an environment or if you have to operate in the society, you should actually follow the rules and regulations of the society, the rules and regulations of the government. Based upon that only you will survive. If the government has mandated you to follow certain rules, you should follow certain rules. If the government has mandated you to follow environmental policy, you should follow environmental policy. If the government has mandated you to follow strict norms for the labor, you should follow strict norms for the labor. The recent best example of this is this Sterlite copper industry in Thoothukudi, Tamil Nadu. Because of the environmental issues, the Tamil Nadu people revolted against it, and the Tamil Nadu government has forcefully shut down the Sterlite copper plant. So, if you are not kind to the society, please do remember the society will also never be kind to you. So, here economic environment is divided again into general economic conditions. General economic conditions are agricultural trends, industrial output, per capita income, pattern of income distribution, pattern of savings and expenditures, price levels, employment trends, impact of government policy, economic systems. All these are general economic conditions. And the second one is industrial conditions. What are these industrial conditions? Market growth. How much is the market growing? Demand patterns of the industry. For example, you take cement industry. How is the demand distributed among the cement industry? Its stage in product life cycle. In product life cycle, where is the exact stage? That industry, in which stage is it there? Is it there at the introduction stage? Is it there at the growth stage? Is it there at the maturity stage? Is it there at the saturation stage? Is it there at the decline stage? You should find it out. And third one is supply sources for production. Supply sources for production are what do you need to make your supply happen in an organization? You need land, factors of production, you need labor, you need capital, and you need machinery and equipment also. Then you will have physical environment. The physical environment or natural environment involves the natural resources that are needed as inputs by marketers or those that are affected by marketing activities. Environmental concerns are grown steadily in recent years. Marketers should be aware of trends like shortages of raw materials, increased pollution, and increased governmental intervention in natural resources management. Company will have to understand their environmental responsibility and commit themselves to the green movement. So, like I said, this is what exactly happened when you take Sterlite Copper into consideration. As a company, it is your responsibility to make sure that you are operating in a safe environment and you are also not giving any disturbance to the people surrounding you. You should operate safely and you should also keep your physical environment or the society around you also in a safe position. You should not exploit the natural resources. You should not harm the should not increase the pollution. What will happen otherwise? Governmental intervention has increased. The government is ready to intervene if you have bypassed any of these rules and regulations. The majority is the pollution. You should be very careful towards the environment and you should always follow the green movement. You should be adopt the green strategy. Technological environment. The technological environment is the most dramatic force now facing our destiny. Technological discoveries and developments create opportunities and threats in the market. The marketer should watch the trends in technology. The biggest impact that the society has been undergoing in the last few years is the technological advancement, product changes, and its effects on customers. See, until yesterday, we are actually operating in an environment where there is very less impact of technology or where there is no impact of technology. But the scenario now is not like that. The scenario now is completely different. The scenario now is So technology now is having more impact on the industry. Without technology, you cannot do anything. E-commerce has come into the picture. Technological advancements have become very, very increasingly, they are very increasingly, they have become very rapidly more in this present era. The technology is so increased that robots are doing everything. Robots are being replaced by humans everywhere. Like majority of you know, even the deliveries of the products can also be done by drones. Drones are coming into the picture. Not only the concept of drones, but also this concept of a hyperloop. Elon Musk has come up with a concept of hyperloop where the transportation can happen in vacuum. You need not go from one place to another place using a transportation vehicle or anything. You can actually use a hyperloop, and you can travel in vacuum. So as a industry, as a responsible industry, it is your duty to follow these changes. Otherwise, what will happen is you will become obsolete. You will become outdated. If you don't get updated along with the technology, what will happen is you will certainly become outdated. So technological environment is also having more impact on the society. Then political environment. Needless to say, political environment is also very important and very critical, my dear friends. The political environment consists of factors related to the management of public affairs and their impact on the business of an organization. Political environment has a close relationship with the economic system and economic policy. Some governments specify certain standards for the products, including packaging. You should follow the political conditions because the political conditions are the conditions which dictate the economic terms, which dictate the economic system, which dictate the economic policy. So if a government has asked you, has mandated that all food products should come up with FSSAI certification, Food Safety and Security Authority of India certification, you should follow that. Otherwise, what will happen? Maggie is accepted everywhere in the world, but in India, there is a complaint that it has some lead content in it, and we can know how much is the issue of Maggie here. So you should also carefully follow the political environment. Some other governments prohibit the marketing of certain products. In most nations, promotional activities are subjected to various types of controls. But India is a democratic country having a stable political system where the government plays an active role as a planner, promoter, and regulator of economic activity. If you go to Zimbabwe, the political system is different. It is a dictatorship. If you go to Uganda, the political system is different. It is a dictatorship. But as far as India is concerned, it is a democratic country and it is having a stable government's political system here. And the government's role is a planner. It plans the things for you. It promotes your business for you. And it also regulates. If you bypass any activity, it is there to regulate. Why should the government recently bring a change in this e-commerce policy? The government has planned to bring this change in the e-commerce policy because the e-commerce companies, the big daddies of e-commerce like Flipkart and Amazon, they are actually trying to exploit the other children of e-commerce. But e-commerce as a platform in India, it is a democracy in India, so everyone should have an ample opportunity to come and use that platform. E-commerce is not the asset of only the big daddies, it is the asset of everyone. Everyone should have a level playing ground. That's the reason why the government has come up with a recent new e-commerce policy, and that is the role of a government if you see as a regulator. Legal environment. Marketing decisions are strongly affected by the laws pertaining to competition. Competitive Commission of India, it is a regulatory body. There are some laws relating to competition. Price setting, Maximum Restrictive Trade Practices Act, MRTP Act. Distribution arrangement, you should make sure your distributors are adhering to the legal standards that are there in the country. Advertising, your advertising should be legal, your advertising should be ethical. It is necessary for a marketer to understand the legal environment of the country and the jurisdiction of its courts. Because when you are doing the business in a country, it is your moral obligation to oblige to the rules and regulations of that particular country, to oblige to the laws of that particular country. You should actually follow all these rules. So there are some laws that affect the business in India as far as India is concerned. Indian Contract Act 1872, Factories Act 1948, Minimum Wages Act 1948, Essential Commodities Act 1948. You have all these laws, you can go through these laws. Then social and cultural environment. You are operating in a society, like I said. So, and that society has certain traditions and customs. That society has certain cultures, and you should follow those. They refer to the attitudes, beliefs, norms, values, lifestyles of individuals in a society. These forces can change the market dynamics, and marketers can face both opportunities and threats for them. It is nothing but it is saying not to take the social and cultural environment lightly. Don't take social and cultural environment very lightly, because it has the ability to change the entire market dynamics, and you will face certain threats also from it. Some of the important factors and influences operating in the social environment are buying and consumption habits of the people, their languages, beliefs and values, customs and traditions, tastes and preferences, education, and etc. Understanding consumer needs is central to any marketing activity, like we have already said. This is all we have discussed right from the slide one. And those needs will often be heavily influenced by social and cultural factors. So if I belong to South India, I drink coffee more. But if I belong to North India, I don't take coffee more. That is a cultural factor that is a cultural factor related to consumption. These cover a range of values, beliefs, attitudes, and customs which characterize societies or social groups. Changes in the lifestyle of people also affect the marketing environment. As health problems in people have increased because of significant changes in their lifestyle, they have become concerned about their food. So they have, so it is nothing but the lifestyle type of cultural environment. So everyone are concerned about the health. So they want to eat no cholesterol food, eat low fat food, and this is especially true for people above 40 years. To a great extent, social forces determine what customers buy, how they buy, where they buy, when they buy, and how they use these products. So all this comes under social and social and cultural environment. In the next session, we will talk about marketing intelligence system. And until that time, that's the end of this session. Thank you, everyone, and have a very nice day ahead. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.